Hi everybody, I'm Corey, I'm the Dungeon Master, and I just want to say thank you for coming back to the next episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The more you do, the more people get to hear us and the more people see us on their feed. It really helps on iTunes and Podbean where we can be found. Have a good episode. Hi everybody, I'm Corey, I'm the Dungeon Master. Welcome to another episode of Opportunity Roll. I'm here with Group 1. Say hi everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
So let's go ahead and go down the line, then we'll do a quick kind of recap, and then we'll get started. Let's start with Eve.
Hi, I'm Eve, and I play Charity, the Tiefling Cleric.
And Gunny.
Hi, I'm Gunny, and I play Tensel Loster, the Elven Barbarian.
Neko.
Hey, I'm Neko, and I play Winters, the Human War Cleric.
Red.
Hi, I'm Red, Etta, and I'm playing your whimsical bud, Maggie.
And Zeek.
Hi, I'm Zeek. I play Nia the Warlock.
So let's recap. Last episode, so you guys had made it to Noddingham. You had entered the town just barely, so we still have to pretty much start it from you guys going into town and getting set up and doing what you guys need. Or, no. Did we stop with Tensel taking the donkey to the stable?
We were on the way for that.
Okay.
And Neko, Red, and Zeek were headed to the inn.
There was the scene with Edmund who got really furious and magic happened. We had most of the day before that was mostly travel. But it allowed you guys to kind of get into a little bit of role play and kind of really talk things out. So let's go ahead and we'll start up with Tensel heading to the stables in order to get the donkey in a nice place. So Noddingham at this point, you guys arrived close to evening, I believe. Was it early morning?
Starting to get dark, if I remember right.
Okay. So the stable is pretty small. There isn't much going on. There's maybe 4 or 5 areas to actually place an animal, all of which are mostly empty except for a stall at the end, which is housing a white and kind of black patched horse. This seems to be a riding horse of some kind. As you can see, the saddle is strapped to the wall just outside. There is, looks to be a teenager of some sort. He is kind of using the pitchfork to move around the hay, clean out the dirtiness, get rid of the stank. And then there is another gentleman close by, rather older. He's probably about 43, 44. He has graying hair, and it just looks like life has probably not been kind to him as of recently. Best way to put it. But he'll nod in acknowledgement as you get closer.
Hello, sir. Would you guys happen to have an extra place for Jericho here?
Yes. We would be able to house your animal. Is there a particular time you're looking to have him here for? Days, hours?
Just overnight, I believe. Charity would say, kind of patting Jericho.
I'll kind of give you a slight side glance, noticing the red skin and mismatched horns. Well, let's see. For that amount of time, it's usually about 5 silver per day. We also provide food and shelter from rain.
That'll be fine.
All right. The horse's name would be...
It's Jericho. He's a donkey.
Okay. And just so that I have this on record, who and which are we allowed to relinquish the animal to at the time of return?
It would be either me or Charity. There's also a couple more people. I know there's Winters. He would like to, if he has a chance, he'd pick it up.
All right. 3 people as far as pickup. I know you might come with a group, but we need to make sure that we hand these animals out to the proper people. A small description and a full name would be wonderful, and I'll note that here.
My name is Tensel Lostrith. This is Charity, kind of motioning to her with his hand. And
Charity, last name?
He'll kind of look questioningly over to her.
Adela.
Adela. All right.
And the last gentleman, his name is Winters. He's kind of a taller, broad man, starting to gray a little bit in the hair. He's definitely got a soldier's build about him. Spends his time as a cleric, so there's definitely going to be the holy, his holy symbol about him.
Good. All right. Well, with that, we will take your donkey and hopefully see you soon.
Thank you, sir. And I do have one more question, if you don't mind.
What might that be?
Do you know of anyone needing any help around the town just for like a job for the night?
Manual labor seems to have stopped currently. We just had the first full taking of the crops this year, so at this point we're just waiting for it to grow back in. Everything's been planted. If you are looking for some odd work and, well, you know anything about magics, there is a gentleman who's been working in the sewer. He seems to have found something and needs volunteers in order to help, though, honestly, he hasn't gotten much help. One could imagine, with it being in the sewer, of course.
He kind of smiled and chuckled a little bit. That would seem to be a rather nasty job.
Charity would giggle a little bit and smile and be like, well, in any case, where would we meet him?
Just at the edge of town to the right, there is an opening into the sewers. He spends most of his time at his hut just outside there. Surprisingly enough, he's offering 15 gold to anybody willing to help, but even for that amount of money, nobody's really willing to lay their life on the line for an old man such as that.
I also have a final question. May I pay in advance? For Jericho, I mean.
Oh, yes.
You said 8 silver?
Yes.
She'd hand it over.
All right. So he would take, did you say 8? No, I think he said 5.
Alright, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So you get to keep a little bit of silver. So that works.
Yep.
So he'll take the 5 silver, and he'll place it in the pouch to the right of him and close it up. He will turn to the horse, the donkey, and reach his hand out for the reins. If Tensel lets go, he will then lead it into the fenced-in area.
Tensel will kind of take a moment to pat and show some love to Jericho before handing the reins off.
And Charity's going to smile and turn to Tensel and just say, do you mind if I ask you a question?
No, not too much. What's going on?
I was just wondering why you don't talk very much to everyone. Are you just a quiet person, or do you take a little while to get used to people?
I take a while. It's really uncomfortable in social situations.
I can understand that. That's alright. I just wanted to make sure that there's a possibility that we can be friends. I like making friends.
I hope we can be friends. He's gonna kind of look a little happy.
Charity will grin and then start heading in the direction of the inn.
Tensel would happily follow along, of course, thanking her for paying for Jericho.
No, don't worry about it. It's really nothing. With the gentleman with the sewers, do we want to pursue that and see what he needs help with? I mean, it's quite a portion of gold there.
It would be nice, but I'm not exactly a magical person.
Well, I can't imagine what kind of magic he'd need help with for something in the sewer, but I know at least Maggie, Nia, and I can help with any magic if they're willing. And of course, I'm sure that there's something you could help with. Like I said, it's something to do with the sewers. I can't imagine how much magic he's gonna need.
Yeah, you never know, but if someone would be willing, I'd like to be able to get some money. I'm kind of broke.
I'd like to help someone. We haven't done that in a while. We'll bring it up with the group, see what everyone thinks. But either way, I'll go with you and help.
Thank you.
If I could get somebody to roll me a 1d100, that would be great.
I can't. I'm not sure if everybody wants me to. Oh, Gunny did.
There's a 59 for Gunny. Alrighty. The sky is going to darken, of course, because it's getting later. But what you're going to notice, though, is that the moonlight isn't really reaching as it normally would on a lower casting day. And as you guys are talking, and you're going to slowly make your way back to the inn, there is going to be a crackle of lightning which will dart through the sky. It's going to flash, light everything up, and then it'll dim again. And slowly but surely, a small trickle of water will start to sprinkle the ground until it becomes almost a torrential downpour.
This can't be too good.
Charity's gonna run inside the inn.
Of course, Tensel would be right on her heels.
I would say once you guys make it to the end, we're going to cut from you guys at the very beginning, and let's go ahead and meet up with the other group who is looking into getting their room. The only inn in town in which you guys would be able to find is the Hog's Rest, which is a very quaint inn. It doesn't really have much more than a few amenities. So it's got a pretty simple bar. It doesn't look like it has any kind of outlandish drinks. It looks like it used to be better, but a lot of these things has been reused or kind of vamped for something else. The large board is still kind of used. Apparently this is a official guild area. But some of the tables have been kind of moved to the side and is used for a little bit of storage as they've placed older canteens and other kinds of stuff that just really aren't any use anymore. The dwarven gentleman behind the counter will give a nice smile. Aye, welcome to the inn.
We're here for a couple of rooms.
I might be able to supply.
Maggie will step forward and she'll be like, well, I also would wonder if I could perform here. Maybe that could help us get the room, yes?
Unfortunately, sweetie, we haven't had any need for a performer as of lately. Probably a little while ago, the one thing that drove people into town was the sword, but that's been pulled, and, well, people don't really show up all too much anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I apologize that I'm not really able to give you any help.
I mean, is there any way we could help you? Maybe? I don't know.
Well, if the rain wasn't pouring, I'd say I could use some help in the back. There's a bit of a green garden that I've been using for some fresh produce for the inn, but with this downpour, it's not going to help us much. So, unfortunately, I don't think at this time I'm actually going to be able to ask you for any kind of help or pay you for much.
She'll nod. She'll be like, it was worse than that, or,
How desperate are you for gold?
Maggie's gonna look at her empty coin purse.
Oh, I mean, I have some gold. Do we need gold?
Well, I mean, in this world, gold's makes the world go round, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, we haven't really, had a problem yet. How much is it for the rooms?
Rooms are fairly cheap. About 7 silver per person per room.
She looks at Maggie like, I don't. That's math.
She's gonna be like, okay, so there's 1, me, you, Charity. And she's like counting this out on her finger. Me, you, Charity, Winter. Tensel. Me, Charity, Winter, Center. Oh shit. Back.
How many people have you got, miss?
There's 5 of us.
Thank you, because I literally went like,
I don't know either.
Oh,
There's 5 of us and a donkey.
But I think
So-
the donkey's got his stable somewhere else, so I think it's.
Oh right.
And Edmund, 6.
Oh right.
6 people. Right.
But he's like a kid, so doesn't he count for free? Isn't that
No.
how that works? Oh, all right.
Unfortunately, no. Along with the rooms come food, so you're really just paying for the price of a meal in the morning or in the evening or for your stay. Maybe even potentially dinner if you're here.
That's understandable.
Yes. So if you have that many people, you're looking at 4 gold and 2 silver.
Well, here is 5 gold. Do you have change?
I do. Give me
Great.
1 second. Let's see here. And he's gonna kind of kneel down just behind the counter. You're gonna hear a little as he seems to open something with particular motion. He's gonna open it up. You're gonna hear the swishing of coins. Maybe a handful, nothing a lot. So it doesn't sound like it's a treasure chest of any kind. He will pop back up with 8 silver, and he will hand that over.
Thank you.
Right. Food will be served here, and I'd say probably about 2 hours. Maybe 2.5 with the rain. It might be a little hard to get some fresh produce without getting soaked. If you guys are in a bit of a bind for gold, well, the jobs in town are pretty small, though there are many of them. It's mostly just missing items, missing people that may or just have just left town or something. We haven't had anybody get injured or anything like that, but just outside of town, there's a very interesting fellow who's doing something in the sewer. It's not anything that entertains me, but he's willing to pass on 15 gold to any person who helps him.
When he said sewer, Maggie's nose is gonna like crinkle a little bit, and she's gonna be like, "The sewers."
Everybody has a job.
Yes. Oh. She's just like.
Yeah, we're kind of in a rush too, so maybe not. But thanks for letting us know.
Sure. And he's just gonna kind of stand there and just like look.
Do we need keys for the rooms, or do we just like pick a room?
No, pick a room. It's all upstairs. You guys have pretty much rented me out for the night, so place is pretty much free to you. No locks on the doors, so we're a pretty peaceful town, so there's never been any need.
Maggie's gonna nod. Is Edmund with us or is he with Charity?
I think Edmund's currently just outside the inn door, kind of propped up, looking at the rain.
So he's getting soaked right now.
No. He's under like the lip of the roof.
Okay, I was like, all right, you edgy fuck, get in here.
No, I don't think he would want to get soaked. I don't think he likes getting soaked. So
No, I know, but I'm just like, all right.
yeah,
Sorry.
he'll just kind of be propped, reading a book, potentially. I would say it's probably about that time that everybody else would meet up at the inn. So Charity and Gunny would make their way through the door.
Maggie would notice them coming and she'd be like, oh, is it raining? Is Edmund in here? Yeah, tell him to get in here.
Charity would stick her head back out the door and look at him. She's like, you coming inside, or do you want to stand out here for a little while longer?
I'm just going to read out here for a little while. The rain's kind of soothing.
Alright. Come in and find us when you're ready, okay? And she's going to come in and smile to Maggie and be like, it's alright. He can make his own decisions. He wants to sit out there for a while.
Oh, he's covered, right? He's not...
Mm-hmm. He's not getting wet. He's okay. He's okay, Maggie.
Alright, I just okay. She's just gonna sit there. She's gonna be like, okay.
Meanwhile, while Tensel's off on the side, kind of just brushing the water off of his jacket.
Charity is gonna turn and smile to Tensel and be like, do you want to tell them about the job, or do you want me to say something?
You can tell him.
Charity will nod and interrupt the group. So, there's a job in town which may not be the nicest job, but Gunny and Tensel and I are going to take care of it, either tomorrow morning or tonight, depending on how we feel. You guys are welcome to come, but it's something to do with the sewers and an old man. It pays well, apparently 15 gold.
Per person, or?
That part I'm not sure. I think 15 gold flat rate, but we'll see.
That's a big Maggie. Maggie's gonna look at Charity and she's gonna be like, well, I mean, do we even, I would like to gather more information if that's alright. I mean, I don't want, you know what I mean? I don't want to be, she's just gonna quiet down after that.
That's alright. I figured that the only way to really gather more information would be to go talk to him. But of course we didn't plan on just running in.
So, is he always in the sewers? Does he come? She's trailing off in her sentence, saying, wait, why am I asking Charity this? You know what I mean?
Charity's just gonna smile sweetly. Did you guys get rooms for us? She's gonna look between everyone at the table.
Maggie's gonna nod instantly. She'd be like, yes, we actually rented out the entire inn because apparently that's all the rooms that they have.
Oh, wow. Small inn.
Yeah, I offered to perform, but he said there's not a lot of people to perform for, so... it was worth a shot.
Well, there's always Kroka after we deal with the mess.
Yes. And she's gonna look at Charity and she's gonna be like, how are you doing, by the way?
Charity will smile and just be like, I think I'll be alright. I have a plan for tonight that'll help both Edmund and I. I'd like to bring you along if you're alright to stay up a little bit late. And walk out in the rain if the rain doesn't stop.
Of course, I don't mind. I just don't want anyone to get sick. Well, well, Maggie's gonna think about it. She'd be like, I wonder if he has the sickness anymore. It doesn't seem like he has any of the symptoms anymore.
No, it seems that whatever the man from the cave did while he took over Edmund seemed to fix what was wrong with him. I guess having a very strong magical presence pushed inside his body helped. Like what you said, Winters, about throwing a bunch of magic at him. It seemed to work.
It seems so.
Tensel will look to Charity and kind of just speak a little hushed, like a little bit of a lower tone. I'm gonna go and put my stuff up and get ready to go.
Alright, I'll just wait here.
I'll wait here with you.
Thank you, Nia.
And with that, Tensel's just gonna go and find one of the rooms that was open and put his things away, being sure to put the I can't remember his name, the cloak that I had gotten from the guy who went off to fight or figure out what was going on with those furbolgs.
Oh, Pimbrim.
Pimbrim, yes, thank you. Gonna go and make sure
Pimbrim.
that is tucked away and put into a safe spot before coming back down.
Okay. Alrighty. You'll find that the rooms are very quaint. They're really not all that large. I'd say as a whole, probably 30 feet by 20 feet. Small table to the corner. If you're lucky, there might be a fireplace to the far wall and a bed on the other side. But other than that, not much. Under the beds, there will be small personal chests that are chained to the concrete, well, not the concrete, the stone flooring underneath of it. So these chests don't seem like they're something that you can steal or something that's easily taken. With that, though, you can head back downstairs, though you will still hear, as you're kind of moving in between, the crackling, because you're closer to the roof, the crackling of thunder outside, maybe in a little bit of a shudder on the roof as the large thum from it kind of rattles the building a short bit.
Tensel's gonna try to, instead of putting it in the chest, he's gonna try to hide it behind the chest, taking an extra step just to make sure it's not found.
Okay.
And then he'll make his way back down, seemingly worried about the thunderstorm growing.
So eventually, with you coming down, you'll notice that as you're coming down the steps towards the group, Edmund will be re-entering the building. So he'll be coming back down, and he's gonna sit to this far table, kind of turn the chair around, but be kind of pointed towards the table, but not. The table's a little crowded. It's reached maximum capacity at this point.
Maggie will turn her chair slightly just so that he at least feels somewhat included, you know what I mean? She's gonna look at everyone and she's gonna be like, so, I think, it's time we really just sat down and took a breath and got to know each other and all that stuff. She's gonna look nervously between everyone.
That is true. We haven't done much talking since we've been on the road.
Yes, and I also wanted to apologize to everyone. Her face is gonna kind of get a little dark because she's feeling a lot of guilt right now.
For what?
I've been pushing you guys so hard to get the Kroka for my own selfish needs, and I haven't really been thinking of everyone else, and I'm really, really sorry. I I'm sorry. I sometimes just get so caught up in things that. And she's just gonna trail off.
Don't worry, it's alright. I've been pushed harder for worse. And besides, it's important to you, I'm pretty sure it's important to all of us.
Nia nods.
Tensel will just be standing there really awkwardly.
Maggie's just gonna. Okay, sorry. Did I interrupt somebody? Maggie's just gonna kind of sit there with her hands in her lap. Like she feels like everyone's just kind of being nice to her because she's kind of been on edge lately. But she will take it for what it's worth. But she's kind of sad about Charity's silence. ...
Yeah, ... Charity doesn't have an answer.
So, would you all like to run drinks?
Edmund's gonna smile. Yeah. Let's get some drinks.
Maggie's eyes are gonna instantly go to him and be like, and her eyebrows just gonna raise.
What? I'm fully grown.
Charity's gonna giggle a little bit and be like, "Oh, technically, yes."
So then, technically, the only thing stopping me from drinking is nothing.
How about you have one to start with?
Well, I wasn't going to go nuts, but yeah.
Charity's gonna look at Maggie with like a raised eyebrow with a questioning look, kind of like, "Is that okay with you?"
Maggie's just gonna hold her hands up. Maggie's just gonna be like, "I think I've made enough decisions for the group." And she's just gonna quiet down again.
Charity will smile a little bit and go, "Dear, you're fine. Relax, you're okay." Then she's gonna look at the rest of you and be like, "So, who else would like a drink? On me."
No, please, I'm buying.
Please, let me, as a thank you for helping us, and as a thank you for putting up with us. You've had to deal with a lot.
Edmund's going to chuckle. Why don't you just split it?
Or we could have 2 drinks.
There we go.
That one.
Not you. Not you.
Come on.
You get one. Our agreement was one.
There.
Our agreement
Everybody
was
else
one.
is getting 2.
Because we've all been drinking for quite a while. This is your first time drinking. You get one.
Tensel will kind of nervously raise his hand a little bit. I don't want any, but thank you.
No worries. Charity will look at Winters and be like, "Is that okay with you? You buy one round, I'll buy another."
Sure.
Charity will nod and get up and head over to the counter.
Okay. Reaching the small dwarf, he'll smile. Hi. How can I help you?
Hi, can I get 6 drinks?
What types of drinks? Are we talking water, ale, fizzy biz, or some sort of mead?
Ale would be lovely. What's Fizzy Biz, out of sheer curiosity?
Well, fizzy biz is a specialty. You see, a lot of inns, as of recently, are coming up with their own special drinks that you can only get here. And here, we make the fizzy biz.
I love that. Can you trade one of those ales for a Fizzy Biz for me?
Can do. It's a little bit more expensive. A normal ale is about silver. A fizzy biz is about 2.
That's okay.
Okay.
How much do I...
Let's see. For the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's what, 6 of you guys, and you need 5 regular and 1 fizzy biz. So that would be...
Yeah, did you say it was a silver per drink? And 2 silvers for a Fizzy Biz, so that should be 7 silver.
He must have probably eyed the group, and so he's gonna. Oh, right. Yes. Here you go. And he'll put up these tankards, and he'll fill most of them with mead. At the very end, he's going to fill it with half mead. He's going to add some sort of, in a jar, it's going to be labeled cherry sauce. And he's going to take 3 scoops out of that and put that in the drink and mix it in really well. And he's going to grab this pouch, and he's going to pull it out, and he's going to sprinkle in this pink powder. And you're going to hear it kind of pop like pop rocks.
Charity's gonna watch intently, very curiously, and just put a gold on the table for when he's ready.
He'll smile and take the gold and kind of leave the drinks to you as he kind of pushes them over towards you a little bit more.
Charity will start carrying drinks over, probably 3 at a time.
Neil, get up and help her bring them over.
Thank you very much, Nia. She'll set one in front of Edmund first because she knows he's excited, and then one in front of Maggie and Winters. The fizzy biz is mine, Nia. It's the really weird one.
This looks fizzier than drinks I usually drink.
I know, it's very odd. I'm very curious.
Maggie's gonna look at it like,
I try to limit myself to one alcoholic drink when we sit, and since Winters is being so kind to buy another round, I thought I'd get something different for the first try. Yeah.
Is it like the specialty of the bar, or is it something known that's going around, or?
Yeah, apparently each inn is trying to make their own specialty. So, yeah. And she'll pick it up and take a small drink cautiously.
Okay. First thing you're going to notice is that as far as it goes for the alcohol content, it's going to be low. It's not going to be nearly as alcoholic as, say, mead or anything else like that. So it's fairly slim. What you are going to get is the taste of berries. There's going to be a mixture of berries in there. You're going to taste all types. And then the very end, you're going to feel the popping of the sprinkles that are in your mouth. And it's basically like pop rocks, really. So it's like crystallized sugar that when added into water will find stress and crack and pop and release the air. Nothing alcoholic about it. It's an interesting something that probably he's probably pioneered this. This hasn't been really found yet. So this is an interesting kind of taste to you.
Charity's gonna smile a little bit, like lick her lips, and then hold it out towards Maggie and be like, try it. Seriously, try it.
Maggie's gonna blink, but she trusts Charity, so she'll take a small sip of it.
As soon as she says that, Nia just takes a big swig.
Maggie's gonna be like, oh, that's... She's gonna, purse her lips together and then, not in, a disgusted way, but, whenever you try something new for the first time, you're just like, oh, that's...
not what I was expecting.
Yeah!
I will say this. It's very sweet. So it's probably on, the same level of sweetness as, say, a Sour Patch Kid. Or, say, an Angry Orchard, maybe. For those of us who are, old enough to drink.
Charlie will grin at you, like, it's good, isn't it?
I love Angry Orchard. Anyways, but Maggie's gonna look at it and she's gonna blink and she'll be like, yes, it's actually really good.
She'll turn and smile at me and be like, do you want to try some?
She'll wait and take a big gulp of yours when you offer.
She'll smile like, it's good, right? Yeah? I like it.
Ooh, that's interesting. I want this one next.
Besides the sweetness, Nia, you are going to notice that this is definitely fresh berries. So the mead is made special. This is more of a fresher mead with a less alcohol content, and that the cherry is more like a cherry preserve mixed in with the mead.
This is like a fresh berry I can't say Sour Patch Kid because that's not a real
Sweet
thing.
treat. Sweet treat.
Sweet treat.
You could call it like a berry juice
Pastry.
almost, because back then.
Pastry.
Yeah, pastry. Pastry would.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah,
It's
they
like
do.
a
They make-
pastry in a drink.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's great. It's like a mixed berry pastry that you get in Kroka. It's great. She'll take the glass back and then hold it to the guys and be like, either you want to try it?
Maggie's gonna like sink in her seat a little bit. She's gonna be like, "Oh the cook in my my parents' place would make the best pastries."
I know, I miss pastries.
Edmund will kind of, at this point, he's probably drank a quarter of the beer. Not a lot. Enough that, while you guys are talking, he's sipping at it here and there. So I rolled a constitution for him, and he got a 20. So this seems to not really be affecting him all too much. Which is good. But he'll just kind of be sitting at the table, sipping the beer, listening to the rain, as it's going to lighten up a little bit. So this rain, I mean, it's slowing, but I don't think it's going to stop.
Tensel is going to turn back from looking at the board of all of the adventure quests and everything among that board. Do you think it'd be a good time to try to go and see what's going on in the sewers?
Charity will nod and then turn down and be like, it is concerning, but for now we're just gonna have to hope that it clears up or push through in the rain. And she'll smile and hop up to start heading out with Tensel.
Is it a wise idea to go into the sewers while it's raining?
For now, we're just asking for more information about the job.
Ah, okay.
So if you guys are talking while kind of going towards the door, the bartender might just kind of listen in on the conversation a little bit. Sorry to interrupt, but if you're looking for travel, you might find it hard after this rain. The last time we got this much, the path was washed out, and between Kroka and here.
Are there any solutions to get to Kroka? We really need to get there quickly.
Unless you scale the mountains, probably not. What happens is a lot of the rocks and the sludge come from the mountains and wash down towards the road and pretty much leak into Bruma Lake. So it becomes uncrossable for a while.
Great. Charity's gonna tap her foot.
Sorry, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news.
It's better that we know now rather than get to the part that's washed out and get stuck.
Aye. But on the bright side, 3 days at the end and you get a deal, half price, third night. And he'll smile, kind of like a, I'll help you out kind of gesture.
Charity's gonna giggle and then look at the group and be like, well, we're gonna go check out this job and then maybe you guys can try to do some research on other ways to get through. Maybe there's an alternate path that might take a bit longer. I don't know. We might be able to get on the water, as much as I really hate that idea.
So I can do a little bit of research, but I mean, with the map showing the way we are, it's either the lake or we backtrack through the forest, or we go over the mountain. Barrier's Peak, I think it is. But you guys came through the Bubble Forest, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
I mean, and Maggie, you're from the desert, so at least there's option C.
Tensel's gonna pipe up a little bit at this. Even if it's a little bit difficult, I can see us through.
Oh?
During my travels, I've gotten to know how to deal with more rugged terrain. It's definitely helped me in winters out during the time I've traveled with him.
Well, at least we know we have an option. But we'd probably need money for supplies. Doubt we'll find much food or water in the desert, so that 15 gold might come in handy.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, Tensel, shall we leave to go do that?
Yeah, I would like to make at least something for us.
And Charity will walk out.
Alrighty.
And Tensel would be on her heels.
So the lightning and the thunder, once you guys have exited, you'll notice that's pretty much all but gone. The raining isn't a torrential downpour anymore. It's a nice kind of fall, but it's definitely not sprinkling, to say the least. If you're going to head towards the area of town in which you guys were directed earlier, it'll take you about a 15-minute walk between town and to the edge until you'll see it's a circular circular shack is the best way to put it, because it's made of tinders and leaves and what looks like a little bit of mud here and there. The door is a pretty simple bark door. It's not built to last. It seems to just be a temporary kind of situation. There is a light in the small window, but there's nothing that you can actually see through the window. But as you guys kind of make your way up to the shack, you'll hear that there's definitely somebody moving around inside. The clinking of glasses. There seems to be a little bit of metal kind of bumping against metal, and just somebody kind of murmuring to themselves.
Tensel will take the initiative and walk up to the door and give it a good solid knock.
Let's see. It'd probably be a little bit more clinking of glass, maybe even a small shatter. You'll hear, and after a moment or two, a gentleman will answer the door. He looks to be a little bit taller than a dwarf, though there is not much distinction between him and a dwarf. He maybe just a gruff human. His hair is completely white, like age-old white. His eyes are starting to get that tense of haze about them as he seems to not completely see wonderfully. He'll have plenty of rings or bandages on his fingers and metal bracelets with some sort of arcana written on them. His clothing is pretty simple, a green shirt and tan pants. Just kind of older wear, traveling kind of stuff. He'll stand probably about 5'3", 5'2", and just kind of look. How can I help you?
Hi there. My name is Tensel, and I had heard that you were needing some help.
Know the arcana, do you?
Not me personally, but she can be of some help. And he'll kind of like motion to Charity.
So So as soon as you say really, not really, he's going to wave his hand as if he smelled something bad and just kind of breathe out of his mouth a little like, alright, how about you?
Yes, I'm a cleric.
Good. Right. Oh, cleric. Godly magic. That's a factor I haven't added in yet. Oh, this is great. Oh, yes, please, come in. It's a bit tight fit, but I'm sure you'll fit.
Charity's gonna raise an eyebrow to Tensel and nod her head to come with and then go in.
So you guys will enter the shack. Inside, you're going to see off to the side is a table filled with beakers and all sorts of equipment. In the center of the shack is going to be a table with scrolling papers and just all types of notes written about arcana lettering and kind of scribed information to the side of it. At the very corner, you're going to see a bed. It's pretty much makeshift, a little bit of hay, maybe a down feather pillow if you're lucky, just like stuff that's easy to come by. He's going to kind of walk around the table, and he's going to put his hands on both edges and kind of look to you. So right, 15 gold per person. I assume you guys are it? Or are there more?
We have a couple more people if you need more magic users.
How many is a couple?
Technically we have 4 more.
Oh, Lord. Right. Let me, just a moment. And he's going to turn around and start doing a little bit of, figurative math, where he's going to poke a couple of fingers, murmur to himself.
If it helps, we have a second cleric, a bard, a warlock, and a wizard, so you have multiple different types of magic.
It's not really the types that I'm worried about. What we're dealing with here is something particular that only deals with 5 people normally.
Tensel's gonna kind of shrink at that.
What do you know about the ancients?
The ancients?
Ah, yes. And his eyes are going to get like a little sparkly, like, ah. He's going to put a hand down and move a couple of papers out of the way. We all know about the Great War. But a long time before the Great War, before the elves, the dwarves, and the humans, there was a race. A race that's not here any longer. They made great technological advances, but they disappeared a long, long time ago. I've stumbled onto something. And let's put it this way. I can make it work. Theoretically, I can make it work. I need help to test it. Like I said, 15 gold per person. I can also theoretically get it to work with a little bit of extra magic for all your friends, but there's a bit of risk involved.
Well, we need everyone to get to Kroka quickly. And we don't want to leave one person by themselves, so I'll
Right. Kroka. 1 second. And he's gonna... Sorry, 1 second. And he's gonna push more pages kind of around. It's almost like this circular motion where he's just sweeping things out the way to find something new. There's really not much table room left. He's gonna pull out the map, and there's gonna be a couple markings on it. The first one is gonna be in Bravul. And the second one will be in the Bardic College. You'll find one at something called Low Tides Refuge, which is just a little bit north of Cartia, far to the south. And then Kroka will have one. Right. What if I told you I could get you to Kroka in the same time it would take you to travel on foot? But you wouldn't have to deal with any weather.
And the fact that the path is washed out wouldn't...
Won't matter.
Hmm.
This is magic, girlie. Screw the weather.
She'll turn to Tensel and look at her and be like, well, there's our other option. We'd get there.
Yes, but we need to tell the rest of the group before we make a decision.
Of course. It's just a little exciting that we have an option that'll get us there in time. We won't have to go the long way.
Ah, and I do know I did say it was a little bit dangerous. It's more like complicated, really. Nobody would be injured. You just might pop up in several different places in town. You'd have to find your way back to each other. But if my calculations are right, you'll make it.
See, we can find each other. It's not that big an issue. I mean, even getting spread out across town isn't the worst thing in the world, right? And then we can at least take tonight to all relax and recuperate before we go. That way we'll be prepared and ready when we get there. Right?
Tensel's going to kind of stop her for a moment. What exactly are we doing?
Right, well, so... Come with me, I'll show you. I won't send you anywhere, but I'll show you. And he'll kind of grab a lantern close by, a very hooded lantern. He'll kind of head to the doorway. And he's kind of like almost skipping, really. It's like an old man kind of waddle skip. He's going to open up the door, and just outside, probably about 15 feet away, there'll be a smaller kind of door that has more metal than wood or anything like that. He'll walk over to it, he'll grab the circular handle and kind of pull it open, and he'll make his way down these steps.
Tensel's gonna kind of look to Charity, put a hand on the hilt of his sword, like kind of just trying to reassure her, like, something goes wrong, I got this. And then follow behind him.
Charity will nod and smile at him and then follow closely behind him, staring at what the old man is doing.
Okay. As you guys continue down, the steps will probably about 2 flights almost. So you'll do about 13 steps, a small landing, 13 more steps, and it'll open up into what is the sewer. However, the sewer is going to be a little bit lower than you guys, as you're kind of on a raised platform just above the rushing water below, where you can see that most of the sewer has indeed flooded a bit. But the water level has not reached this point. It looks like it was built almost to avoid corrosion. There will be a pass, but it'll be kind of warded. You're going to see these blue arcana lettering between 2 stone posts. Each of them are going to kind of float around, and he's going to kind of look at it. All right, yes. Aphrodite, Nerotem, and Zostrel. And he's going to click these letterings, and they're going to light up, and then eventually the blue tent will disappear, leaving an opening for you guys to walk the path. As you continue walking the path, there will be a stone square platform. And inside, in the very center, will be a very large purple gem. It's probably about the size of your fist. And around it are more arcane writings with 5 circles kind of decorating the area. Right. So this is where you guys will stand. And he's going to walk over and grab this. It's a lever almost, but he's going to pull the handle straight out of it. Anybody who's going must touch this and charge it with a little bit of magic. I can take care if anybody has no magic. And after that, It's poof. The guys will be transported and to wherever the group as a whole will be thinking of. That's simple. And like I said, I've done a test before, and that boy wound up in Truma just fine, no injuries. Although I would say, like, he was on a rooftop. That's about it. He got down safely, though.
Charity's gonna turn to Tensel and be like, tested? And it works?
Tested and works. Not a single one has ever been injured.
Can I... You wouldn't happen to have any of that written down somewhere, like a very brief summary of an explanation of what you need and how it works so that I can show the rest of the group, and Tensel and I can bring it to their attention.
He's going to kind of finger this book along his side, almost tenderly. I don't have directions. I could give you my finding book, provided you're okay with returning it.
Of course, I wouldn't dream of taking it and not bringing it back.
All right. He'll shakily unclasp the book and kind of hand it over. Like I said, I promise, no one would get hurt.
Thank you.
Nobody's been brave enough to step up and help. So, the fact that you're considering it shows immense courage.
Chad'll smile and be like, I have faith in my God to protect me. And then turn to Tensel and smile. Like, we have two gods on our side.
Would you give us till morning to consider this?
I could. We might miss our optimum window, especially for 6 people.
Oh, okay. Well,
This must be done in the moonlight, which I might be able to get clear so that we could teleport you. That's basically what we're dealing with.
can I insight check this?
Of course. That is a natural 1. Gunny, you believe him full-heartedly, without any shadow of a doubt, that everything that he is saying is 100% true.
Tensel's gonna turn to Charity with a bit of a smile. Well, let's bring this up with everyone else. It really seems like it would be a lot more helpful than trying to make our way there normally.
We wouldn't get there if we tried to go the long way. That's my point. I know the way to Kroka. I know how long each way takes. With that pass out because of the rain, we will not get there in time without this. It's a godsend.
You seem to be in a bit of a hurry.
Tensel will nod.
We have a prophecy that something bad is going to happen in Kroka. We need to get there.
I don't deal with that new flim-flammery future magic. Now, we know that most magic comes with a cost. It either costs spells, as far as magic from inside you. It costs items, gems, and other such things. All this requires is the time it would normally take to get there on foot. I could promise you, I could get you to Kroka in 13 days.
Charity's gonna look at her hands and try to do the math. Give me 5 minutes while I look at the calendar. she'll nod and be like, that gives us a couple days. We'll be there. You said 13, right? We'll be there 2 days early if we do this.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. She'll look up at Tensel, her tail kind of curling around her leg, and be like, let's get back to the group and talk to them about this.
Yes, we should. I do have one more question about this whole process. What are you getting out of this?
I will be the first one in recorded history to have properly used an ancient teleportation device to finally prove that the ancients were far more advanced than any of our piddly magic. And potentially find a way to teleport to the 6th continent.
Tensel's gonna look at him a little strange, and then look back to Charity, kind of giving her the eyes of let's get out of here.
She'll nod and be like, thank you. We will see you later. Tomorrow.
Yes.
Either way, whatever we decide, I'll be back tomorrow with your book.
Like I said, we're dealing with the timetable here. If you guys are doing it, I need to see you in roughly about 4 hours.
Okay.
But we'll talk to him and we'll figure it out.
I'll start getting things prepped just in case.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And then Charity will start walking out.
Tensel would follow her.
Okay. So he would stay in the tomb. He's going to set his light while you guys are walking out. He's going to set that light on top of something in order to keep it up. And he's going to start not really chanting or anything like that, just kind of mumbling, working with a little bit of chalk, writing calculations on the wall. And as you guys leave, you're going to find that it is still raining. Again, it's not downpouring again, but it's still relatively a decent run. Let's separate from you guys and head back to the inn for a little bit, because we have Edmund, we have Nia, we have Maggie, and Winters all still at the inn. And at this point, I would say Edmund's probably made his way kind of over to the table and has taken Charity's seat.
Nia would have run back up to the bar and gotten a few more of those fizzy drinks.
All right. Yeah.
Maggie will have joined her.
Winters will pay for it.
Okay. So yeah, of course, altogether for 3 of those, then that would be 2, 4, 6. So that's 6 silver. The bartender would happily make them all in front of you, showing you kind of every little step as he's gonna have this like happy grin on his face, like, oh yeah, I made this and people fucking love it. You know, and he'll push the kind of cups over to you guys and go, all right, if you really do enjoy, you guys have purchased so much, your rooms, you've bought me out, you've grabbed drinks, so if you want more, the next round's on me.
Wow, that's so cool. Thanks. She'll stand there looking for the next round.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're waiting for him to like make it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is Maggie.
Yep, so he'll happily grab more cups. Mix them all up, pull them forward. There you go.
Thank you. Nia will slide one over to... go ahead.
Consumer question. The fact that there's not much alcohol in it, is that compensated by the taste?
Yes.
Yes.
If there's one thing you could change, what might that be?
Add more flavors.
No, I don't think more flavors would help.
Okay.
I mean, it would get them business because there's more flavors.
Oh, you mean more flavors, not more flavor, more flavors. Yes, I agree.
So, alright, and I do have blueberries, I have orchards, and I have squimbles.
Squimples. Definitely squimples.
Squimbles. Right. And he's just gonna kind of make a mental note of that. Thank you, please, and enjoy.
Thank you. When Nia gets back to the table, she'll kind of like slide one in front of Edmund with a wink.
All right.
Maggie's not going to care too much, but she's going to keep drinking hers, and she's going to sit there. She's going to be like, I love this. This is the perfect Maggie drink.
Edmund will chug it, not knowing it's alcoholic. That's a 12!
Oh.
That's not bad. He's buzzed. He's a little buzzed. That's
Do any
not
of us
Maggie, stop him!
I would say because this is lower alcohol than usual. Nia might need to. Maggie would get one with advantage. Nia's the smallest with less body mass.
Well, I have a +2
Wait.
Constitution though. Wait,
I
do
thought-
I have a smaller body mass? I
gonna
think
say, I
I'm
thought-
bigger than you.
Nia's. How tall is she?
She's
is
5'8".
Yeah, I was going to say, Maggie's the smallest
she-
in the group.
But she only weighs 130. All right. So what is Maggie's? She is. Oops, sorry. So she's 100 and I won't say because women. I know it's
Well,
not polite
you
to
can
share
announce
weight.
Nia's, but you can't announce Maggie's.
I didn't think of that before I said it. And I feel horrible now. I'll cut it out. I'll cut all weight out. So I'll edit that out. I apologize. But yeah, so Maggie would have more mass than Nia. So yeah, so Nia, you would get advantage, and Maggie, you would have to have a regular Constitution check. Let's see, I don't think Edmund definitely needs to because he's on the really, really skinny side. He's like a $125 wet. Winters, you're good. Yeah, that won't affect you by much. That's almost like freaking Pepsi Ale. All right, so if you guys want, you can. It's not going to be a hard DC, and I'd be okay with you if you guys didn't want to roll it. So
Okay, so Maggie is 120 pounds.
okay,
Yeah.
that's a 13. That's safe. That's good.
Do I still need to roll with advantage or no?
Yeah, I'd say no. I think you. Well, so you guys. Your height is smaller, so that means your body mass would be a little bit smaller. Your weight is definitely less, so I would say yeah, you would get advantage. It just makes sense.
Okay.
That's a 19. This stuff just tastes like. Best way to put it, it's like champagne with less alcohol.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody's
Maggie's loving
good.
this shit.
And I would assume Nia's probably drank before, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's kind of knowing what to expect. She might feel that nice fuzzy feeling down in the stomach once you've had a little bit, but not buzz, not anything horrible. It's clear that Edmund's buzzed. He's kind of relaxed a little bit. He's got one arm slung behind the back of the chair, just kind of leaning back. I would say after a few drinks, though, Winter, Charity and Charity and Tensel will enter the inn.
Charity's gonna grin and just, like, not really run, but, like, walk very quickly, very excitedly over to the table and, like, slam the book down on the table with a grin to everyone.
What's this?
So, the guy with the issue in the sewer isn't really an issue with the sewer, it's more a very old magic used for teleportation. And it's 15 gold each, by the way. He can get us to Kroka with 2 days to spare before the event.
How?
Teleportation magic.
Teleportation magic is fun. And she kind of like looks around at the words she's saying. I think I had probably had enough. She'll put her drink down.
But at that large scale...
It's using an old network of old magic from, quote, the ancients, as he said. He said that he's tested it before. He's used real people before, and no one's gotten hurt so far.
I mean, does he have any notes? Is he writing anything that he gave you?
She's gonna, tap the book.
It seems really well thought out. Like, he seems like he's got it all pretty well together.
Maggie's gonna pipe up and she's gonna be like, well, first I wanted to check, do I know anything about this?
You can roll a history. Oh, that's 20.
Yep.
There were tales that ancients got around a lot safer than what is known today. As far as it goes for traveling, it costed them time but kept them safe. Monsters didn't really flourish back then because they didn't have the food that they have now. With adventurers moving from town to town on foot, it makes it easier to feed.
Okay.
It was still dangerous in and of itself sometimes, depending if there wasn't enough magic to completely power all of the creations. And I say creations as a wide array because it doesn't really specify how any of them worked. There was no notary of what types of magic they had. It just specified of the living kind of style of that age. So you don't really know any basics of it other than it was decently safe.
Maggie's still gonna look a little uneasy, but she's like, I mean, I've heard in theory, and I mean, it sounds safe, but what about, is he gonna be teleporting all of us at once? Or one at a time?
I believe the way he was speaking, he said everyone at once.
Can I read the book? Or at least...
She's gonna slide the book over to him. In 4
Maggie's
hours... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Charity's gonna look over and be like, he needs to know in 4 hours. So either way, I'm going back in 4 hours to either give him the book, or we're all going to go say yes.
Wow. So he's rolled a 15 for Arcana to kind of read and scribe and figure out if this is plausible. He's cracked a type of magic that's been dormant for decades. He's even vamped it that we could use most magic with it. Even druidic.
And with 5 magic users in this group, we can power it enough to get all of us through. That's 6 magic users pumping magic into this.
Even still, unless he figures out new math, this is sketchy for more than 5 people. Not that anybody would be injured in any way, shape, or form. The magic, the way it's written, stops anybody from coexisting in another matter form with anything else. I.e., we're not gonna just teleport into a wall.
He said that at worst, we're all gonna end up in different spots in town, which is fine. We can find each other.
I think I can fix that myself.
He's gonna raise an eyebrow.
If you have an idea, write down notes. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Might even give you a little bit of extra gold if he likes it enough.
He'll pull out a quill and some ink and kind of find an empty page and scribble some arcanic mathematics, basically. It deals with certain types and how they were used. It's complicated.
Charity's gonna grin and look around at her and be like, how's everyone else feeling about this?
I feel like if we're going to do this, we need to get it done now, before the storm gets any worse. I don't know if nature has anything to do with it, but we kind of need to make sure we're okay in it.
It just seems like there's a lot of variables involved that we're all not accounting for. I mean, I don't know anything about this. I'm not saying I have any knowledge or expertise, but it just seems really risky at the same time. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm not for it. I'm just concerned, you know?
I get it. I understand the concern. But if you look at it this way, there are 2 clerics in this party. We have the backing of 2 gods.
She's gonna look at Charity's horn that fell off and she'd be like,
One of those gods who takes horns off their patrons.
It was a gift. It
Wait,
helped.
will I lose my horns if we teleport?
No, Mia.
The math is pretty simple. Nobody's going to lose anything. If everything goes right, we'll just be in different places in town. We can just say we'll meet up in the square or at the gates. It'll be a simple fix.
We won't have to wait in line. The line can get up to 3 days long. I've seen it.
I mean,
This isn't Disneyland, goddamn you.
Maggie's gonna be like,
I mean, I know what she's talking about. The only reason I was able to get in was because I was in nobility. And I don't even think I could get everybody in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think your nobility can get 6 people in. I think that I might have some sway because it's my hometown and people know me there, but I don't think everyone would be able to jump the queue. This is a good solution. We don't have to go the long way, which will get us there late. We don't have to wait in that line. We'll go straight into town. And at worst, we end up in different places in town.
This will be really good. That way we don't have to deal with a bunch of people.
And we'll be there 2 days early so we can start looking around, see some clues, maybe find some evidence so that we can convince people to evacuate. Because honestly, I don't think anyone's going to listen to us if we just go in guns blazing, screaming that something's going to happen.
Maggie's gonna sigh and she's gonna be like, well, it seems like this is the best solution.
I'm sorry, Maggie, you have a lot of background noise.
Sorry. Maggie's gonna sigh and she's gonna be like, well, I guess this is the best way to go about it.
I vote for yes. Edmund's going to speak up.
If you guys trust it this much, I guess I've trusted my lives with you this far. I might as well keep going with that, right? And she's gonna nervously look between everybody.
Chaddock will smile calmingly.
This will take off so many days trying to get to Hazel.
I think it's going to be a good idea.
It's a shot in the dark, but if it's the only option we have, I guess we have no choice.
I mean, it fits
Well,
our
wherever
style
you
so
guys
far.
are- Well, wherever you guys are going, I'm going too. So, whatever you decide.
I'm glad that everyone, even if you don't share my excitement for this, at least that you guys trust me enough.
It's
Then we
more
should-
so worry. That's all.
Then we should get prepped. Pack up all our things and... what about Jericho? Could we have him... Could we pay somebody to take him to Kroka? And meet him there?
I was gonna go to the stables and... Well, I mean, Tensel, it's your choice. He's yours and Winter's donkey, but I was thinking perhaps we could pay the stables to take care of him for a couple weeks. That way he's out of harm's way if we can't stop the thing that happens, if we have to clean up rather than stop it.
Tensel's going to look like really, really saddened before he pipes up. I think we should just let him have his time. He's been a really good donkey. And I'm really proud of how hard he's worked for us. I think he's going to kind of look down and shrink a little bit. I think it's time for him to enjoy his life.
Are you guys sure?
Tensel will just nod.
You were right before. It's better that he finds a better place.
Charity will nod solemnly and be like, alright, well, if you guys want to get prepared, I will go back and take his notebook to him and see if there's any way that I can help. Edmund and Maggie, would you like to join me? Because there's something that I would like to do before we go back and talk to him. Maggie?
I thought you were just talking to Edmund. I'm sorry. Maggie's gonna be like, yes, of course. Sure. She's gonna nervously shift in her seat, but she's gonna stand up.
Charity will smile at everyone else and be like, all I'm planning on really doing is going and getting some frustration out before we have to deal with this so we can go into it with a clear head. If you guys have the need to get some frustration out as well, you're very welcome to come.
I'm not frustrated. But if everybody's going, I'll come too. I don't want to be here by myself.
Maggie's gonna look at me and she's gonna be like, of course not.
There's a few things I need to do before we depart.
I'm gonna go and gather my things and go talk to the stables.
Charity will nod and then hand over 5 gold and be like, well, if you decide that you want to keep him here and we come back for him, keep this, okay?
Tensel will nod and take the gold.
I'll come with you, Tensel. You shouldn't have to go by yourself.
He'll give her a ginger smile at that.
Tensel, we'll get back with you. Let's go with the girls and Edmund, and then we can kind of skip over to you, and then
Charity's gonna get up and smile at Maggie and Edmund and nod her head out and start walking.
Okay.
Maggie will follow.
Yeah, she's going to be heading towards the forested area just outside of town.
Okay. Edmund will kind of follow, trying to drape his shirt a little bit over his head a little bit. Once you get out of town, for the most part, there's probably about not even a quarter of a mile out. There's a tree line with few sparsely populated trees in the area.
Charity's gonna smile and turn to Maggie and be like, you wouldn't happen to have any illusion spells, would you?
Maggie's gonna flip through her book and be like, furiously flipping. I have illusionary script.
That doesn't quite work. And she's gonna look over it and be like, Charity's gonna turn and look at her and be like, can you do an illusion and still throw spells at said illusion?
I can make a symbol on something.
All right, and then she's going to sit down on the ground and pull out a piece of parchment and her ink and very crudely draw. This is going to sound really mean. She's going to very crudely draw Sebastian on it, and then walk over to a tree and just like whack it against the tree and kind of try to hook it on the bark.
Okay. Yeah, you'll find a way to get it worked. Yeah.
Alright, she'll turn back to her and go, okay, so I know Maggie told you to just let your emotions out and your magic out whenever you need to. That's only part of it. I agree with her that you need to let your emotions out, but there's a time and a place. So we're gonna do that now, essentially.
Do what now?
Cherry's gonna smile and then turn to Maggie. Be like, well, I've noticed a lot of your anger is about not getting a say, being forced to grow up, being dumped without a second thought, and I figured a target would make it easier for you to focus your anger. And then she'll kind of step out of the way and let Edmund see the very crudely drawn image of Sebastian, be like, go ahead and throw anything that you want to at that. Whether you want to throw physical objects or magic, just have at it. I'm going to as well.
You should probably do it first, because I think when I'm done, there might not be much left.
Charity will chuckle and turn to Maggie and be like, are you joining us?
Who'd you say that to?
Maggie.
Sorry. Maggie's gonna grab her rapier. And she's gonna stab him where the sun don't shine. And that's all she's gonna do and sit back down. She'd be like, I'm done.
Okay. So you'll like go around behind the bark and just stabby stab?
No, I'm stabbing him where his balls should be.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Charity's going to take a running swing at it with her warhammer with both hands.
All right. Are you trying to do like major damage?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Roll me a hit. Roll me damage.
So it's a 15.
Ooh.
No, I have it on disadvantage for some reason. It's a 15.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And it's
15.
10 damage.
10 damage. You'll take a nice chunk out of the side of it.
Charity's gonna huff and like swing around and hit it again.
All right. That'll hit. It's 23.
That's 6 damage.
All right. So that'll hit it a little bit lower. It'll kind of look like this weird lashed in zigzag piece of chunk of wood. The face, though, still sitting kind of smugly, crudely drawn.
Charity's gonna huff and take a couple steps back with to stand next to Maggie and cast a shield of faith on her just in case Edmund's magic goes explodey.
All right, well, let's see this. He's going to cast this. All right, Lightning Bolt. Evocation 3, 1 action, range, self, 100-foot line, target, self, 100-foot line, verbal, somatic, and material. A bit of fur and a rod of amber, crystal, or glass. So those are all components they don't have any. Zeek, help me out here. This doesn't have any. These material components can be used with a wand, correct?
Yeah, as long as he has like a component pouch or something, he doesn't need any of those components unless they have a gold value.
Would a spell focus work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, because he does have a wand. Okay,
yes.
So...
Sorry, my Discord pooped out.
Oh, that's okay. A stroke of lightning forming a line 100 feet long and 5 feet wide blasts out from you in a direction you choose. Each creature in the line must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 8d6 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. The lightning ignites flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. Let's roll this.
I mean, it's a tree, so it fails.
That's 24 damage. So this will surge through it. You'll see like trickles of the blue lightning kind of reach the ground. Once it starts getting grounded, it'll char a nice size hole into the face of the crudely drawn Sebastian. He won't take much time after that, probably about another 6 seconds. He's going to cast another spell called Burning Hands. He's going to make his thumbs touch tips as he lines his fingers out flatly. This will do as you hold your hands and your thumb touching your finger spread. A thin sheet of flames shoot forth from your outstretched fingertips. Each creature in a 15-foot cone must make a dexterity saving throw. That is 3d6 fire damage. So let's do 3d6. With a 13, the post is on fire. Fire ignites any flammable objects. Although that fire will be dwindling now that the rain is really getting to it once it's ignited.
Charity's gonna lean over to Maggie and just whisper, "Do you think this was a good idea?" I think it was. He really needed something to focus on, but do you think it was a good idea?
Maggie's gonna nod.
I mean, it's better for him to let it out on something that's not human, and he's not bottling it up. And in a way, he's showing himself how much power he has, you know?
I just hope that we all save enough magic for this trip.
I think he'll be fine. I think he has more than enough magic. She's gonna, like, look at the tree. I think he has more than enough magic.
Charity will laugh and nod and be like, that's very true.
But I'm going to try something. Maggie's gonna stand up, and she's gonna risk this. But this is Maggie,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna stand in front of Sebastian. She's gonna be like, and she's gonna just see if he can control this when she's standing in the way.
You mean like she's jumping in front of the... I'm confused. What do you mean?
Like, she's trying to see if he can, like, because he's letting out all this magical energy, seeing if he can control himself to stop using the magic. You know what I mean? Like, she's not going to jump in front of the already active spell. That's stupid. But, like, she's going to step in front of Sebastian if he's about to, you know when you're whacking into something and you kind of black out because you're so mad?
Mm-hmm.
She's seeing if he can control his magic. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. I mean, once you kind of step in front of him, he'll stop. I mean, he doesn't really have anything that might... No, he'll just stop. I do something wrong?
No, I just
Wanted to make sure you had the willpower.
to stop. Because I know that I said before that you need to express your emotions, you need to let all of it out. But you also need to know when to take a step back and be like, okay, I let this out, now let's move on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The post is still standing, though.
But I think it's time for you to walk away from this. You get my point?
I guess.
Think
She's
about
gonna
it
look
this... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Think about it this way. We still have a very large magical trip that we're not sure how much magic we're going to need to use. When we get to Kroka and after we deal with everything, I'm happy to take you out to the woods again for us to do this. if there's still some things you need to work on.
Okay.
So, with that, let's start heading back to the man to give him back his book and get ready.
Okay. He'll close his magic book up and turn around and head back to town.
Charity will follow.
So let's cut from you guys. Let's go with Zeek and Gunny, Tensel and Nia. So you guys will head towards the stable master, who will still be in the area. There is a shed towards the sides of the stable that he'll be. You'll find him in. It's kind of like a small office area.
Tensel will approach and kind of knock at the door lightly.
Yes, come in.
Hello, sir. I'm back again.
Tensel, right?
Yes.
What can I do for you?
This is a bit of an odd request. Is there a way that you can make sure that Jericho has a good life?
I mean, in what context? I'm not a genie.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should explain myself a little bit. On a journey we're about to take, we cannot bring him with us, and we wish for him to have a better life than what he's had with us so far. Is there any route that we could take to ensure that he has a joyful life?
I could sell him to the High King's farm.
And this would be a life that you think he would actually enjoy?
Well, he's a donkey, so it would entail a barn, plenty of food. Of course, he would work on farms, tilling and other such things. But I think as far as it goes, as happy, he'd be fine.
Do they take really good care of their donkeys there?
The High King's stable takes very good care of their animals. Everyone tends to the farm itself while the High King is away.
And what route would we have to take in order to ensure that this happens?
Once the rain lets up, I can walk him over and sell him.
Okay.
I'm sure I can easily get 5 gold from him. Maybe 6. I can offer you 6.
Tensel's going to kind of think about it for a moment.
Nia will put kind of like a supportive hand on his shoulder. Whatever you decide, Tensel.
This would be nice. How about this? You can give me 4 gold for him, but in return, I want you to actually check in on him and make sure he's doing well. Okay?
Fair enough. I typically do rounds as far as most creatures that deal with horses, donkeys, as such. I usually sell the feed, so...
Tensel's going to give him a wary smile. Then it is settled. Then, do you mind if I go back and see him one last time?
By all means. He's still your donkey until he's sold.
Tensel will smile and start heading out to Jericho.
Nia will follow and kind of give a nod to the stable master.
Okay. He'll nod back. Outside in the stable itself, Jericho would have found a nice, lovely pile of hay to kind of lax on as he slowly munches. His leg that was injured is kind of propped a bit. So they've already taken some precautions for his injury that they're working with. It definitely looks like it's getting better. It's faded some.
Tensel's gonna walk up and since he's kind of eating still, he's doing well and he's awake. He's gonna go into the small stable, give Jericho a little bit of love and some petting. He's gonna pull out some of those treats that he has, and he's gonna feed Jericho one of them.
He'll eat it happily.
You've done a lot of good work for us, Jericho. I really appreciate your company, and I wanted to give you something that we could not. Just gonna kind of take a moment and take a deep breath. I want you to be happy, Jericho. It means a lot. And with a final pat and a hug, Tensel will stand up and take his leave, trying not to look back as hard as he could, and then walk out to meet the stable master again.
Okay. Jericho, for the most part, just kind of relax. I don't think fully he can understand what's going on, but he seems happy for the attention. Once you reach back to the stableman, he will have a small coin purse on the table. Was everything in order?
Yes, and one last thing. He's going to pull out the last of his treats and then put them on the table. He really likes these. Probably not good to feed him these that often. It's a little bit much, but it's a good note for him.
Very well. I can probably import some every now and then.
Is there anything I need to sign or anything of that nature?
Nope. It's fairly simple.
Tensel will give a smile. I guess everything here is handled then.
Indeed. And he'll hand over the coin purse.
Tensel will smile. A small little bit of tears kind of breaking out into his eye, and he'll nod and take his leave.
All right.
Nia will follow out, hand still on his shoulder.
So as you guys are walking, I'd say you guys might meet out front of the inn, probably around the same time. The girls and Edmund kind of a couple steps ahead of you guys once you reach the front door.
Maggie will wave to them.
Are you guys less frustrated now?
Much.
Good.
I'm good.
Are we ready to go talk to him? We should find Winters too.
Yes, of course. And yeah.
Winters is kind of just coming out of the inn, and he walks past everyone and he walks towards Jericho. He's holding a blanket under his arm, and he is holding a necklace in the other. And he kneels in front of Jericho, and
So are you heading to the stables?
yes.
Okay, all right. Sorry about
And-
that. I was confused.
No, it's fine. And he slowly kind of puts the necklace around Jericho's neck and takes the blanket from under his arm and drapes it over his back and kneels in front of him and kind of like takes one hand and kind of presses his forehead against Jericho's and says, "It's been a wild ride. Thank you. Thank you for your time with us." And he'll kind of pull away for a second and stand up. And as he's backing away, he just says, "I'll come back for you. With my shield. Or on it." And he goes to meet up with everyone else.
Okay. I think Jericho, after like seeing you leave, he would know that he's seen both of you. He might give out a little or a whinny, probably just to acknowledge that something isn't right. But he'll stay laying down once you reach the others. In that time, though, because it's going to take you a couple minutes to get there and then get back. What would everybody else like to be doing?
I think at this point, Tensel would just be sitting like off to the side, like right at the rain's edge, but not getting wet, and just sitting there, kind of solemn.
Okay. So kind of like a preparation / relaxation kind of thing until everything gets to the sewers?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Anybody else, or should we move along to you guys entering the sewers?
Winters is probably like keeping his distance behind everyone if they're walking towards the sewers, and he's kind of like kind of broken up a bit. Like he's trying not to show it, but he's broken up. And if you like look back at him, he's like visibly crying.
Charity would probably look back and see him, but she's gonna slow down to walk next to him. Not say anything, but just walk beside him.
Nia will put her other arm around him and kind of give him a little squeeze.
Once you guys reach the sewers, the door will still be open for you. Upon walking down the 2 flights of stairs and heading down the walkway, you will notice that the walls closer in have more arcane writing on, and almost as if somebody's got a whole board of chalk that they've written and worked on certain types of algorithms or magic. As you guys walk in a little bit further, you guys will see, of course, the older gentleman, the raggy 5'2", white-haired, hazy-eyed old gentleman. Ah, welcome. I see you seem to have made a decision.
Yes, we're gonna do it.
Right. Okay. Well, he will walk over and grab it's basically a scepter at this point. Everyone shall head over to the platform, stand in the circle, and for the 6th person, please stand on the gem. Each person who can, please charge this with 1 slot. Basically, he's going to be asking for 1 slot of magic. But he's going to go, please charge with any magic that you can, and so that we can get you guys safely to your destination.
I don't mean to be frugal, but the payment.
Ah, yes, right, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm getting out of myself. He's going to grab a coin purse and hand it over to you. Inside you will find The 15 plus a little extra, as you will find 100 gold pieces in the bag.
Charity will walk around and give the 15 to everyone. And let me do the math. There are 6 people. She'll look and be like, we have 10 gold left. Did you... She'll walk over to Ed and be like, well, since you came up with the extra idea, if you want to share it with him. And she'll hold the extra
sure.
gold to him.
He'll take it, and then he'll walk over. A young magic user.
He's very talented.
I wouldn't say that, but here, I made some calculations. It might be usable. It might not. I'll take a look. In the meantime, everybody get into position. We only have a short while left.
Tensel will stand on his position nervously, thinking about, well, I can't do magic, but yeah.
Do you want to
Maggie-
stand on the gem spot, Tensel?
However is better for me. I can't do magic.
I think that would be best. That way the rest of us can see and charge the stone.
Oh, okay. And Tensel will just go over and stand there nervously.
Mm-hmm. Charity will go and stand on a spot and look at everyone else.
Maggie will do that and grab her viola to charge her magic.
Winters will follow.
Nia will summon her sword and concentrate.
So, as you guys stand around this magical square with the circulars, he will come to each one of you. For those of you who have magic, he will gain the magic slot, and then he'll move on. For those who doesn't, he will touch the staff himself, and he will give magic for them. I think in total he will have to do this twice, I believe. Yes. For each of you, that will be one level 1 spell slot if you have it.
It would be a level 2 spell slot for me no matter what, so.
Okay. So, with that, the gem will slowly start to swirl. Magic, some sort of aura. So you're going to get all types of just orcs. You've got druidic, you've got holy, you've got bardic, you've got wizardry. So all those colors is pretty much swirling in the very top of it. He'll make his way over to where it should be set. He'll put the lever into its place. He'll kind of test it a little bit, wiggle it, make sure that it can move, and he'll get it into position on the far side. Right. Now, in order to make this work, every one of you must be thinking of Kroka. Kroka, Kroka. Yes?
Charity will nod and think of specifically her temple.
Good.
Maggie's
Nia
gonna
will.
Ooh, sorry.
So Nia will try to hold on to one thought for as long as she possibly can.
Okay.
Maggie's going to think of a pastry shop that she went to a lot when she was younger. When she went to the Kroka festival.
Alrighty. He will look to each of you. Now remember, you might not end up at the same place, but you won't be far from each other. I've checked out the calculations. The boys' calculations seem to be somewhat correct, though I'd want to do extensive study on them before I test it, so I have not added that into the calculations yet. Are you ready?
Charity will nod
Ready as
again.
will ever be.
I will see you, hopefully, eventually, if you ever return. Do send a letter and let me know how it goes. And he'll pull the lever back, and you'll see the energy come from the very top of the gem of the handle, and it'll surge through the actual shaft down into the ground as it simulates some sort of weaving magical aura through the stone, and eventually it lights up the entire path. And in a flash, things will go dark. You guys will each find yourself in this weird path, almost. It's a black room as far as you can see. You can see tangibly yourself in front of you, but no stone, no buildings, nothing that would make it seem normal in any way. There's a thick fog that rolls around the area, save for one line which is forward. You guys get the feeling that you need to move on, that standing still gives you a weird sensation in your gut, unpleasant of any kind. So, if you guys, unless anybody wishes to otherwise, would you like to move forward?
Charity will just make the symbol of Aphrodite and then walk.
Maggie will nervously go forward because, she has no other choice.
Okay.
Tensel
You guys-
will kind of just walk into there.
Okay. As you continue on, I don't want to say you hear voices, but you get this uneasy feeling as whispers draft through the place. There's no way to really tell if it's a specific voice or if it's just something at all. And it just kind of carries through the place, kind of like a
Goofy.
yeah. So as you continue walking farther and farther, there will be eventually a light at the end. And the more you get closer to the light, the more blinding it gets. But this seems to feel innately like your destination. Now, here is the only difference. Everybody's light is going to be white for the most part. Nia, you're going to get a green aura'd light. And when you guys pass through, you guys will find yourself amongst the town. Well, some of you will. Charity, you've been to Kroka before, so you're going to find yourself in the lower end district. Gunny, you're going to find yourself in a room. You're going to be standing right next to a fireplace. And in front of you is basically an empty room. You can probably guess you're in the inn, especially because you hear the clinking of cups and joyful music being played downstairs. Neko, you're going to be in a bit of a weirder place. You will find yourself in the horse troughs out front. So you will submerge from the water, or you will emerge from the water, not submerge. Kind of looking around in the main street. Red.
Oh no.
You're going to find yourself in a very different place, yet somewhat familiar from where you originally started. You seem to be in some sort of sewer.
God damn it.
And Nia, as you walk further through your light, you are going to find yourself in a very strange place. Large trees and mushrooms. very strange colors, almost vibrant, very neon-like colors. I would like you to do me a favor. I would like you to roll me a history.
17.
Through what you've read and everything that you're seeing right now, you can easily deduce that you are no longer on this realm of Talalia. You are in the Feywilds.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no.
And I think that is a good place for us to end it tonight.
Oof.
Big oof.
Why am I in the sewer?
There's a reason.
The pastry shop no longer exists, or something like that.
It just went as the farther you guys were in the circle. So the circle started on the left and went kind of clockwise to the right. I deduced that you guys stood in a specific way, and the farther you got over to the right, the more it kind of divvied out really random areas. So that's why Nico's in red. Hi everybody, and thanks for coming back to the next episode. We really had a lot of fun doing this, and we really enjoy recording. And thanks to you guys who listen that keeps us going. Don't forget to like and subscribe on iTunes, Podbean, or Google Play if you haven't already. The more people that we get to subscribe and follow, the more people that get to see us on their feed as we grow. So it's really big help. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at opportunityroll.podcast@gmail.com. Opportunityroll, all one word. Don't forget to check out our Patreon, where we have some really cool stuff coming out. We're finishing the write-up for our Necromancer class, and we'll be putting that up there soon. A place where you can find it and get a copy if you like. You can also find us on YouTube and Facebook. We're working on some new things for YouTube. If there's anything else, don't hesitate to send us an email. We want to thank Purple Planet Music for all the music that we use on our podcast. It really puts the mood in and sets those scenes that everybody loves so much. I want to thank Kobold Press. Tomes of Beast has been amazing, and I'm looking into some other books to kind of add to the setting. And with that, remember to keep your opportunities open.